Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 5 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 5 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiply decimals. And the lessons we're going to cover today are multiply two decimals, inequality with decimal multiplications, multiply a decimal by a multi-digit whole number, multiply a decimal by a one-digit whole number, and multiply a decimal by a power of 10, right? So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is multiply two decimals. Here I'm on grade 5 math. Chapter is multiply decimals. The lesson is multiply two decimals. So how do we multiply the decimals? Let's just multiply them without decimal point, right? They are then 6 and 8. So 6 times 8 makes 48. You have one decimal place here in 0.6 and one decimal place here in 0.8, right? So in total you have two decimal places. So you need to add decimal point two places left. So you need to move decimal point from here to here. That would be 0.48, right? Let's just start with the test question. Basically, when we're working on the decimals, you simply multiply the numbers like we do without decimal. Then you can add the decimal point, right? The first one is multiply 0.9 times 0.7, right? Multiply them without decimal. 9 times 7 is 63, right? You have one decimal place here, one decimal place here. That means answer must have two decimal places. So you need to move decimal point from here to here. It is 0.63. The correct option is option number 2. Very good. Got it? The correct option is option number 2, that is 0.63. The next one is multiply 0.6 times 0.8, which is the correct option. The correct option is, yes, that is 0.48. Option number 1 is the correct option because 6 times 8 is 48. So you answer must have two decimal places. Got it? The next one is 0.9 times 0.3. So which is the correct option? correct option is, yes, that is 0.27. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. The next one is zero point 0.3 times 0.6. So which is the correct option? The correct option is, yes, that is 0.18. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. It's okay. The next one is zero point 0.5 times 0.3. So which is the correct option? The correct option is, which is the correct option? Zero point 0.3 times zero point 0.5. Which option is the correct one? Yes, that is 0.15. Option number 2 is the correct option. The next one is zero point 0.6 times zero point 0.1. So which is the correct option? The correct option is, yes, that is option number 1. No, not zero point 0.6. They both have one decimal place. So answer must have two decimal places, right? Zero point 0.6 have one decimal place and zero point 0.1 have decimal place. Answer must have two decimal places. So that would be 0.06. Keep this important point in your mind. You have two decimal places. Got it? 0.5 times zero point 0.9, which is the correct option? The correct option is, that is 0.45, right? 0.45. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to our next lesson. And the next lesson is, that is inequalities with decimal multiplication. So let's just start with the test questions. You have to see if they are less, greater, or equal, right? The first one is which sign makes the statement true? 10 is greater than or equal to 4 times 2.5. So which is the correct option? Just multiply, just do 4 times 2.5, right? So 4 times 2.5 is 2.5. Let's just do 25 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 2 is 10. You need to add one decimal, so you move decimal from here to here, that is 10. So you have to compare it to 10, so they both are exactly equal. Got it? Solve the other side where you have to find the product, like you have to do 4 times 2.5, so just solve and then compare. Got it? The correct option is they both are exactly equal. The next one is 2 and you have to compare it to 0.6 times 4. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 1. How? 4 times 0.6 is 2.4. So 2 is greater than 2.4 or less than 2.4? 2 is less than 2.4, isn't it? 2 is less than 0.4. The correct option is option number 2 is the correct option. 2 is less than 2.4. Got it? If you have any question, you can ask. 2 is less than 2.4. Be careful, use your notebook and pencil, solve the question on your notebook and then write the answer in the chat box, right? Okay, the next one is 6 times 2, 6, you have to compare it to 2 times 3.6. So which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, 2 is bigger than 2.4. Zaviar, what do you mean by this? What the hell? 2 is smaller than 2.4. You have to do 6, you need to compare it to 2 times 3.6, right? Just multiply. So 36 times 2 is 2 times 6 is 12, 2, 1 carry. 2 times 6, 7 it is. You need to add one decimal, so that is 7.2. So 6 is greater than 7.2 or less than 7.2? Very good. 6 is less than 7.2. The correct option is less. Option number 2 is the correct option. The next one is 4.6 times 2. You have to compare it to 7. So which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 1. Very good. 2 times 4.6 is greater than 7. The correct option is option number 1. Very good. Okay, the next one is you have to compare 5.6 to 2.8 times 2. So which is the correct option? Yes, they both are exactly equal, right? Because 2 times 2.8 is also 5.6. So they both are exactly equal. Very good. The next one is you have to compare 8 to 5 times 1.2. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 8 is greater than 1.2 times 5, right? Because 1.2 times 5 is 6. So yes, that is 8 is greater than 5 times 1.2. Very good. 7.8, you have to compare it to 5 times 1.8. So which is the correct option? Very good. 7.8 is less than 1.8 times 5, right? Because 1.8 times 5 is 9. So 7.8 is less than 9. The correct option is less than, right? If you solve the other side, you can find the correct option. Very good. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is multiply a decimal by multi-digit whole number. Okay, so we have multiplied two whole numbers. Now we're going to multiply a whole number with more than one digit whole number with decimal, right? Let's just start with the first one, that is 85 times 0.6. So multiplication is same. Also you have to first you have to multiply without decimal, then you can insert the decimal point. Let's just do 85 times 6, right? 6 times 5 is 30. 8 times 6 is 48, 49, 50, 51. You have one decimal place. Move decimal point from here to here. That would be 51.0, or you can write it as 51. Got it? The correct option is 51. Very good. The next one is 46, 4.6 times 46. So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? 4.6 times 46. Let's just multiply without decimal, right? You can do 46 times 46, right? 6 times 6 is 36. 6, 3 carry. 6 times 4 is 24. 25, 26, 27. You need, now we're going to multiply the tens digit. 4 times 6 is 24. 2 carry. 4 times 4 is 16 and 2, 18. Let's just add 6. 7 and 4, 11. 1 carry. 8 and 2, 1, 11. 1, 1 carry. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So you need to add the one decimal. So that is yes. The correct option is 211.6. Very good. The correct option is option number 1. That is 211.6. The next one is 0.8 times 37, which is the correct option. The correct option is yes, that is option number 1. 29.6 is the correct option. Very good. 69 times 9.3 is yes, the correct option is option number 1. That is 641.7. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. Okay, the next one is 21 times 0.5. The correct option is that is option number 1. 10.5 it is. Very good. Okay, the next one is 55 times 4.2, which is the correct option. The correct option is 55 times 4.2 is, yes, that is 231. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson, and the next lesson is that is multiply a decimal by one digit whole number, right? We have already did this one, but let's just do some of the practice questions quickly. Okay, the next one is 5 times 0.8, which is the correct option. The correct option is 0.8 times 5 equals 4. Very good. The correct option is option number 1. 0.4 times 8, which is the correct option. Yes, that is 3.2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Yes, that is 3.2. The next one is 3.1 times 6, which is the correct option. The next one is 18.6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. 0.7 times 2, which is the correct option? The correct option is 1.4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson because you already know how to solve these questions, right? The next lesson is multiply a decimal by a power of 10. Okay, so how do we multiply the decimals with the who is saying things about herself? Okay, 10 times 0.05. So when multiplying decimals with 10, you simply have to move the decimal. How? Just look at the first example. You have only one zero in 10, right? That means you need to move decimal point one place right. Got it? The number is 0.05, right? Here is 0.05 and here is 10. 10 have only one zero. That means you need to move decimal point only one place right. Right? Keep this very important point in your mind. You just have to move. You need to move decimal point only one place right. So when you move one place right from here to here, it would be 0.5. Let's just start with the practice questions, then you'll see how do we move the decimal point, right? Okay, just look at the first example, that is zero point 0.1 times 10, right? Okay, so you have, can you please focus on the lesson and stop talking? I said 10 have only one zero, right? That means you need to move decimal point one place right, that is zero point 0.1. You move from here to here, it would be now 1.0 and you can write it as 1. So the correct option is 1. Got it? Option number 1 is the correct option. 100 times zero point 0.1. So which is the correct option? You have only, you have two zeros here in the 100. That means you need to move decimal point two places right. So you move here, that only one decimal place here, you need to add 0. So you can move decimal point from here. So it is then 10.0 and that equals 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. The correct option is option number 2. The next one is 100 times 0.34. Hundred times 0.34 is, the correct option is option number 1, that is 34. With 34 it is, not 3.4. You have two zeros in 100. You need to move decimal point two places right, that is 34. You need to move decimal point from here to here. That would be 34, not 3.4. The next one is 10 times 0.32. The correct option is yes, that is 3.2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Ten times 0.8 equals the correct option is yes, that is 8. The correct option is 8. The next one is 100 times 0.18. So, which is the correct option? The correct option is 18. The next one is 100 times 0.8, which is the correct option? correct option is 80. Very good. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. 88 is not 8. You need to move decimal point 2 places right. So that would be 80, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we're working on grade 5 math. The lesson we're working on is multiply decimals, and the lessons we have covered from the lesson is multiply two decimals, inequalities with decimal multiplication, multiply a decimal by a multi-digit whole number, multiply a decimal by a one-digit whole number, and multiply a decimal by a power of 10. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that will be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10. So if you have any questions, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Please ask questions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.